ULTI.TV.
Joel to Gav, that's their primary strike play, I would say.
Cupcake picks it up, going the other way. Centered, looking flick side. Breaks across. Cupcake gets it on the move. Big flick, back goes up. Gav's under it on the D, gets a touch against Yannick. Max it out the back of the end zone.
Always short there, Gav read it well. Cupcake would much rather swing around his backhand there. It's always got that extra 10 metres on it, and it probably would have been a goal, but good work to keep the force there and force him to throw. Pete Gardner picking up the disc. We'll look for Joel again as a primary cutter.
Joel busts deep. Oh, and a Poachy D. Comes off his man, lays out in the lane. And now Zach Chodos on the mark. Cupcake picks it up 5 meters from the goal. Looking at the backhand, engages his dump. Has his man who looked to reset the Cupcake. Throws the break right into the foot of the defender. TK. Oh, Gus puts it deep the other way. He's got his man 19, sends to the end zone. Is that Tim G with the goal?
Well, that's a great goal for Pillage, because that wasn't for their primary set. It was a good hand block or foot block, I think, by Pete. And where I mentioned before, I'd much rather go through Pete Joel to Gav, their primaries, but they're Gus stepping up with a forehand, not known for that, but very pretty into that win.
Getting the job done, 1-0.
Now, the other thing we see here is Plunder over there has got a lot more height. They've got both Dales, Cullen's out, but it's only got more height than Pillage, but at the moment, haven't been able to use it.
Right. Both teams reasonably tall across the board, though, but they do have the more lethal weapons with those Dal boys.
Well, everyone's tall by your standards, though, Rapazzo.
Yeah, that's true thing. Not JD.
That looked into me, very well towed by Henry. Very well, and a little flick across, nice swing to Tiger, off to Matt Dowell. He's the dangerous thrower here. Back off to Tiger. Just got a little zone, looks like a Japanese, just moving it well at the moment. Matt's got a lethal hammer. They're not going to worry him there.
Oh, big one.
Not sure who was thrown to.
That was Linforth. 2K now going the other way. Looked all around, all over the place. Big mark on by Tex. Now engages the awful looking dump with an offhand throw. Jimmy Todd Hill can't quite get there.
Matt picks up the disc, and there's Gav's on nobody at the moment. There's Tiger's spree in the middle. He can't find him. And Matt, you don't want to leave him open, Rapazzo.
He's got that big hammer. He's got that hammer.
No, give go. Tex open on the swing, finds him. Here's a finish to Matt Golski. Very clean.
That's the one, Gak. Tied up, 1-1.
Yeah, here we go. Cupcake, big backhand. Trying to get it to pitch and roll if he can. It's a bit too vertical. He'll stop that, Timmy G. Swing to Pete. He's looking for Joel usually. Oh, backhand. That's gone, unfortunately.
Far in front. Guys can't quite get their foul at the other end. So we've just been told that it's the old guys, so we're told that the Colony Bunch that are winning 90% of their training matches we hear. That Pillage. And we'll see if they can hold through. I'd imagine if they're winning 90% of those games, they've got to have the confidence from Mojo to get the job done here.
Yeah, but that's the team in blue. But of course, in tournament play, Plunder has beaten them, including at regionals. This team on D in black at the moment was the number 1 seed, and he's undefeated. So here we go. It's up. It's floating left. Gus is under it.
Oh, a couple of people. Oh, goodness. Johnny on the spot. Tim G.
Off Gus's shoulder, I'd say.
Potentially head that. That could have had some falcon in it.
Wasn't as pretty as a Hux, but at the moment we're seeing some school being pulled down.
Right, still counts for a point. Here we go. We look ready to pull here. We have Duque with the disc for Pillage with the 2-1 lead. I suspect much of the crowd here not too bothered either way with which colony wins this, but a decent crowd nonetheless hanging around. Plunder pick up, going the other way. Henry in the middle has the disc. Looking at options, looks to break with the backhand. Now engages dump, gets a swilly flick off to Cupcake, well handled. Now to Tiger, back to Cupcake. Puts a gainer up to the sideline. That's number 11. Green hat looking on that sideline. Stall count mounting, engaging Cupcake. At the face mark. Two defenders come in. Julio takes it away. Litikit with the disc now. Puts a flick out in front. Ooh, just out past Vidler. A bit too much on that one, Gak.
Yeah, look, he was open. He didn't need to, just need to hit him on the chest at that point. I don't think Matt would have had a bit on it. It would have been something spectacular. But that's the pressure out there. They're certainly running hard. They know each other's game. And a couple of guys extra incentive here. We have a number of them trying out on the World Games squad. They will be called soon, including Ant Dow, Cupcake here making a cup. Joel Pillar, Gav Moore, Tex, of course, who's about to receive. Yeah, a lot to play for there.
That's indeed, which makes perfect sense. All those names on a team playing in the Open Final.
There's Matt. He'll hold this. There he goes.
Oh, look, too. Puts it in the holster.
He's got a number 7 here. He's under 23. He's a good cutter. He made a massive cut there.
Eshin, I believe.
Eshin, yeah, that was awesome. Tiger swing. He's got Cupcake long.
Lines up again. Surely that's going to come at some stage in this point. Eshin back to Tiger. Tiger to Tex. Close sideline. Julio gets the mark back on. Tiger goes up line for him. And he was stranded a bit there from the handle. He's put a big one up. We got a dowel under it, and Vidler had position. I think Dowell still got his hand on it, but not enough to squeeze it shut.
Yeah, well, he threw it to space really there. He's just hoping for the height, and just, look, Sasha made him jump over the top of him. Good enough. He did get his hand to it. James Yorkson to pick up the disc. And here we go. Just got a little Gav, just a little yin-yang play there off the horizontal. He's got Julio under. He catches it. He's got a long cut from Jimmy. Looks it off. James undercut. Looks for a swing to Sasha. Got him. He looks long. There's the flick. It's up and floaty.
Floaty has.
On Gav.
Pile on.
Pile on. And that is just...
Swill gets knocked to the floor.
Yeah, just got the edge up there. Lapazzo. Tex looking. Nice piece of random Matt. He's got no longs though. There's a man deep. He needs to come under. Cupcake, great for the Tex. He's got no long option. They don't have receivers at the moment, Rapazzo, but they're holding on to it at the moment. That's good.
Stay patient. Now they got a shot.
Golski.
The unlikely receiver handler gets into the end zone every now and again.
That time someone cut long, I say.
That makes it 2-all.
Here we go. Cupcake. Another beautiful pull there. That will sit deep in the end zone.
Oh, Monica Salas grunt in that pull.
Great grunt. Swing to Pete. Look for Joel Pillar to generate. And Pete, up it goes. A swinging left. Joel's under it, and he reads it very well. He's got no receiver. Yes.
Rory on the continuation. Now Gus. Meters out on the sideline. Breaks for the back, and beautiful throw to Joel Pillar. Crams it in the corner there.
Very quick backhand there from Gus. Lovely. And again, that's what they want. That's their primary options there.
Yeah, a very quick, efficient. They get it done in about 5 passes there. 3-2 for Pillage.
Joel's ready to get it back in play. 3-2.
Could be that one break that wins the game. The win not as messy as it's been the last couple of days. It's calmed down where yesterday in the semis a lot of it was one break, and that win was enough to win a game. Here there could be a few you'd imagine, but right now any break's a big break. Eshin deep. Tiger put a big one right on the spot, gets it out in front of 33, and Plunder strike right back. Another quick, easy looking off.
So Ant Dowell, I'd say this is his first point if I'm counting correctly, and I don't know why they waited so long to unleash the beast, because he's
saving him for the big moments.
Possibly. He was an awesome, devastating defender and big in the air, so we'll see if he makes an impact here. And again, look for first cut of their Pete Gardner to get it, looking for Joel as a first option, so that's always their first combo. So
that's where they're generating from, and so far so good.
You know it's coming, but it's not always that easy to stop, is
That's it?
Here we go.
Well-oiled machine.
Two good pulls. You got Joel and Cupcake take most of the pulls. Both, you'll notice, mostly, and that's going to just land in, I think, beautifully.
Excellent pull.
Good run
defense. Engaged. Zach Chodos played for Slamtown last year at Nationals. Moves it up. Tim G on the sideline, puts a big one up. Pillar there, Tubby on the chase. Locke settled under it now, bobbled twice and knocked away by Tubbs.
It's a tough one there, just set up a bit, but that's what they got to do. I mean, rather than Pete to Joel, that was Tim G. Now, he's not a bad thrower, but you'd rather him putting it than Pete Gardner. So they got him to go for their secondaries. They got themselves a turn, but as every D turn, they got to convert now. Tex on the out. No, looks off. They're looking safe. Good decision by Cupcake. Kai's got it. Looking to generate. Tex cutting. Ant there is my man. He's got it. Dish it to Cupcake. They're a bit deep for him.
41 with the disc. Put the big.
Defenders calm. Gus left his man and
two men there. The footsteps, the pressure, just couldn't hold it tight. But we got some stoppage here. What's going on?
It was good by Gus. If you watch that, he just left his man, read the play beautifully, and here we go. And it is Joel, just still swinging Rory.
It's not a big. Went back to the middle. Zach Chodos, Joel Pillar. Joel breaks back, close sideline. Zach Chodos put the forehand in the middle. Gardner with the disc out in front to Tim G. Tim G shakes the upstairs. Oh, Gus gets it with Ant falling through his hips. Marks on by Ant, nice and tight now. Gus looks to break, gets the dump out. Pete Gardner with the disc. Puts a flick up, about 3 meters away now. Colony on the far sideline. Gardner cuts up line. Oh, a floaty one. Tex swats it away with Gardner getting close. But everybody stopped. Something's going on, Gag.
That's, I think they thought Pete might have called a foul there, but that'd be ambitious. That was just a tough throw in this wind, inside out. The wind got that.
Absolutely. Your big
Cupcake's not alert to it. 4 people have gone. Someone should be open. There he is, Texie on the swing. Great flick. All day. Still people open everywhere at Putso, but they can't find him at the moment.
They're a little too far upfield, perhaps.
Tex gets out of that well. Need to get off this line again, but Cupcake on the disc. Here we go. Big backhand. Up it goes. It's coming. Oh, did his best to drop it, but he's tagged it. Here they go. This for the first mini break. Looking for it.
Yannick with
Left
the disc.
hand. Oh, Pete sticks his hand out, doesn't get it.
The goal.
And that's the first mini break, I think.
Got a mini break. So that puts Plunder in front as far as that goes on the scoreboard, but also the first break of the game.
Pillage just waiting. Cupcake's hoping someone will pick up the disc for him, because I'm pretty sure he's going to pull. He's calling the D at the moment, not too concerned about it.
I suspect he might have the energy to get there himself, but Tubby looks like he might be doing him a favor.
So let's have a look at the Pillage line here. You got Gus, Tim G, Rory, Joel, Gav, Pete. I've always picked this string play. You're pretty much going to go to Pete looking for Joel to Gav. They've got to shut down that primary options, and secondary's got to be engaged, and I guess their job is to try to get the secondaries to do it. But let's have a look at it here. Nice pull.
OI coming in. Zach Chodos claps and lets it go for a second, then to Tim G. Now Pete Gardner coming close side. The defense counting their passes as though they're in a transition. Gus now with the disc, but it is just a man defense, and we've got a stoppage.
So up here, Gus for disc. Joel Pill a bit out of position. They might look to reset to Tim here. Pete jigging away on Tullett. He gets the disc. Looking for the next cut, generating Rory. Looked off. Gus looking for the dump. He'll get it, but they're going backwards. Tim G for the swing. Joel's got it. He'll look up now. Pete cuts under. Rory, a big long cut. Looks for Pete. Well played. Gav long. Pete puts the backhand up. Tubby is going to get in front. Just
Easy D.
Not enough whoop from that.
Not enough. More mustard. Will, we found out that this number 41 is called. Spinning around on that far sideline. Gets it to Cupcake. 5 meters up, but still on the sideline. A nice upline cut by Will. He's looks for the backhand now, looking to engage Cupcake. A good bust straight up line. Sends it back under. Cupcake puts a hammer to the other side. Little double wobble, and enough for Gav to have a huge bid into Tubbs and get a piece of the disc.
I don't know if he got a piece of it, but I think he did more than enough there. I was just having a good look at that. I think he might have just missed it, but it was unbelievable there. Good commitment. You can see he's got up sore. He's still flinching a bit, but he's a tough competitor. Rory gets the disc. Looks for Pete, doesn't want it. Tim G under. Swings back to Joel. Here's a thrower. Big flat pass. Off the fingertips.
And he macked it a bit, but not enough to get a second chance.
Really straight in. It was an interesting throw. It wasn't really floating to space. It was like, boom, I'm just going to hit him.
It came out hard and on a wire.
And Gab still, he's had a big point, a massive layout there. He went all the way back long, and he's sucking it in. But
yes. I was told, I'm not sure who told me the other day, but they said that seems to be the way with Gav more, just when he's looking hunched over and as though he's got nothing left. That's when he does some of his best work. So maybe just sell some good body language.
I've seen that on the National Geographic channel. They sometimes just use that as a ploy to surprise their victims. But here we go. Will cut. Joel, well covered. Who's down there? Not sure of this guy, but it's number 31 to Cupcake. He wants his backhand if he can. That's a nice flick over the top. Thanks for coming. There's a long cut going. Under again to Will.
Oh, nice little layout there.
Joel right on him again. Flick. Oh, flat. Hard to
nobody. To Pete Gardner on the pickup coming the other way. Pete Gardner had lots of time to set up. Mark's not. Oh, gets it in front.
Right.
Called it. I don't know. A bit of a speculative call. This is the first time the crowd's really had any input in this game. They don't like the call at all.
I'll tell you what, I don't think Tim G cares, just quietly. But yeah, look, that you be your own, you be your own judge on that one. But
absolutely,
that's the beauty of the sport.
You stick by your calls.
Victim mode, yeah, and they stick with this. But they're still in their goal line into the breeze there. So Pete would like to get it to Gus here, but here we go. And he looks off Gus for the swing. He wants to generate an upcut. Now he does. There they go. They've moved it across. Still a bit deep. Looking, to Joel. He's a thrower. He's going to put it. No, he's not. They've all gone along with him. A lot of thrower calls. Good bid by Will there to Pete.
Zach Chodo centers. Tim G now close side in the end zone, all alone.
Just great flow for Golski there to Gav, and he did work hard. You called it earlier, and he's scored the goal to bring it back to fours.
He is wincing a little bit there. I think it's a bit more in fatigue, potentially a jarred knee or something.
When we get a D, someone needs to provide a good first cut. You don't need to get a disc, but we need to generate some movement. So someone needs to take some responsibility, get out there, make it.
1, 2, 3,
All right, well, there you go. Some close-in audio there from the huddles.
A couple of choice expletives to get the teams fired up. We're talking about the gravity of the situation. This is finals at Nationals, obviously a big game. Both of these clubs gearing their whole seasons around it.
Just both really a time out to just check themselves and say, hey, it's a close game, stick to it, because it's it hasn't been super clean, couple of points, but both teams are getting pretty much a shot at it on D each time. So, and that's mostly due to the conditions. On a calm day, I'd pick the offense to be a bit crisper, but again, there is enough breeze to keep the game interesting in terms of easy options on there, particularly on the longs. You've seen the longs aren't really coming off today.
It's potentially the difference in the game. There's not much difference in this game really right now at 4-4, but as far a good analysis of the way these offenses are going.
I'm struggling to stay awake, but here we go. Texie's got the disc off a swing. Henry on the undercut, off to Tiger, who's looking. Matt cuts deep, back to Tex. That's into the two. Some good undercuts. Matty on Joel. under, nothing really there. They're having to go backwards. The stack's a bit all over the shop, but they're holding onto the disc quite safely. They're cutting from too far away at the moment, and they'll keep continually going backwards at the moment. They've moved backwards 20 metres, but they still have the disc. That's the important part. Again, cuts generating from way too deep at the moment. They just need to shorten this stack. Tex has got it. Again, Jimmy's switched though, and there's the man that's open as a result of that. So here we go. First meaningful forward pass. Texie wants it. Tiger's open. Here we go. He's going to look at his lefty backhand for swing, and we have a call.
Pick in the middle. Great bit of work there. Plunder going backwards, as he said, for the first 6-7 throws, but maintain their composure. Got it up to midfield and have a chance to take a big shot to Eshin. He's there. Number 33, Hamish steps in front and gets the D.
Again, just the long floaty. I mean, Deshan's got speed to burn, and you know what you really want in all situations. Out in front, let the man run onto it, but it's very hard to do today. So you're going to get a lot of these contests. Absolutely, and everyone's marking the unders as a result, and there's a first cut generator, but everyone's covered under. That's the problem. Jimmy's managed to do one very well, juggled it but held onto it. He looks for the Deshan, big dive, Julio from behind. He's a gentleman there. It's just a bit of an apology there, but he's getting on with it. He's a tough Colombian. He's seen worse back in his home country.
Absolutely.
Backhand, which should have been a forehand. That's a forehand step, maybe that did rattle a bit. Matty just draws a little foul, just leaned forward. He said, thanks, I just want a little bit of a break here, Joel.
Joel taps it in. Dal having a look on that sideline, winding up, spinning around, gets it to Tex. Tex fakes the flick, reassesses, puts it up line to Tiger, far side of the field. Tiger lefties back to the Tex. Tex in the middle, power position now to Henry. At 20 meters out from the goal. Tex fakes the flick, coming across the other side, puts a high release backhand over the top of Julio's shoulder to Henry again. Oh, gets in front control with an acrobatic layup. Dallas sends him to get a contest. Oh, well taken by Tex.
And that was very
and he's got a man with no one else there who doesn't hold on to the disc. That seemed all too easy.
He just snatched at that. He had all day in the world. He could have done the old crocodile two hands. I teach you that in grade 6 ultimate clinics.
That's right.
That could be big, but look, we'll see.
A little too casual, We'll see.
I think not casual enough, I'd say. They looked anything but casual.
Over-focused.
Absolutely, but Tex, they gave him a lot of disc on that offensive point, but they've all for nothing now. Joel for disc. Jimmy generated the last undercut. And he's done it again. Tex poaches, not good enough. Here we go. Jimmy moving back to Joel. They're all very deep. Pick called, and they'll just freeze for a second. That was quite early on the James Yorkson long cut. So Joel, look, the right man with the disc there. He's got a lot of options here, but if you look at this stack, he's got Julio isolated, but he's got a very good defender. And Jimmy, everyone else, but he puts it anyway. And it's unfair. Gav on Henry. And Gav reads it beautifully. Now that was a nice fat. Actually gave the receiver a chance. Here we go. He called for a Jimmy, and great D by Desh. Just saw it.
Cut across the lane, shut it down, swatted it down.
You won't hear it in the footage, but he called for it. He called for it, which gave Desh the. It's almost like an up call. If he just did the ninja go past, he would have got it. Tex straight away on his bike. Julio well covered. Matt, big strike. Tiger's got Tex now, swings it open, middle of the field. That's where you want the disc. There's a pick call there, a man down. We have a man down, I report.
Get the gurney. Back on his feet.
A big point here, Rapazzo. It's 4-all. They've both had shots at it, and we'll probably have more big points here. It's still early, but there's only 80 minutes here, remember?
That's right. It could,
and Tex
be a low-scoring affair.
Henry to Gav, that's short. Yeah, Gav read it well. Again, man in front. Paid a man in front. Gav now a couple of times on OND showing his aerial prowess, but Joel's throw was good that time, and here he is again.
Great break throw by Yorston there to get centered to Joel. Joel winding up, look to wind up, and again coming off that 360 pivot. Looks like he's going to fire one every time.
I saw that there. Gav and Tex collided. Now Gav was very open on the undercut. Tex was chasing the outcut. It's unfortunate because Gav would have got that on the undercut.
Back in play. Gets 33, that's Hamish, sends to Julio, far sideline, he puts it straight away. Jimmy Todd Hill there, out in front, gets it on the sideline, and a spike and a fist pump. He's pretty pumped about that.
No one comes to him. He's done the big celebration, Jimmy, and no one's come to him. There's no reward. It's just a solo celebration there. But 5-4, it was a big point, probably reason to celebrate, and both teams had their chances there. So we've just got Gus Keenan, who's with Pillage, isn't it? Yeah, Pillage just gone up 5-4. The scoreboard doesn't reflect that on the field, but how do you feel? It was a big point we felt in the commentators' box. How do you feel, mate?
I feel pretty good, quietly confident at the moment, quietly confident. We've been beating these guys during training.
So the inside info is, regular training winners, but in tournament play, you guys don't have the edge of them, but including regionals. So
we got smashed in regionals.
So what are you going to do different this time? Is it up? How much of this is upstairs versus physical contest?
Well. We're both training pretty well, so I think it is a bit upstairs. But we've got the players, the old heads like myself, 24. Yes, mate.
Don't look a day over 24. Well done, mate. You're playing great. Keep it up. Thanks for your comments.
Pull lands and Tiger picks it up, sends it to Cupcake now from Plunder. Going the other way. Oh, and that dowel windup. We asked for some dowel. There's a bit more dowel out there, but we don't have another double dowel point yet. Cupcake engages Tiger. He goes up line. So that's a high stall count. Gets it to Tex.
And it's a contested stall count, Rapazzo. Jimmy's saying I got 10 out, and I think they'll be contested, based on body language there. And this will be coming in stalling 9. So
to release it right away in his own end zone. It's an unenviable situation.
I predict a big backhand to Ant there. You can see his body's already going there. No, it's a blade to the ground.
The blade to the grass, not as good as the other option.
I don't understand that, because why just go for field position? You're on 9, give Ant a chance at it, and you're field position. But anyway, here we go. They're going for 2-point up. Julio can't quite break the mark. There's a pick call, then we're going to have a stoppage. No, play on.
Good. That was a very odd stoppage. Yep.
Must have been a travel, because that's a play on. Sasha, flick, fake, backhand. He wants it back. No, Julio. He's done a little round sound.
Great cut by Sasha. But it goes the other way.
Julio. Great throw. I had a perfect angle on that, and all of a sudden it's 6-4.
6-4, so Pillage extends and looking good. First 2-point lead.
It's a very vacant crowd at the moment, 6-4. They got a bit excited for foul call, got a bit excited for close game. We really need...
we need Plunder to get this break back, another 2 in a row.
It's hard when normally they rely on each other's talk to get them up, but they're playing against each other today and don't have many fellows outside of that. Well, look, Tall Poppy Syndrome, they're an awesome club, obviously, credit where credit due. They're twice in a row now in the final. Not great for the crowd, but hey, what do they care? Their job is to get there, and they've done it twice, so good on them there. But let's see how we can call this one home. Julio's got his hand up, waiting. It's a strong offensive line. You've got both Dowls, Tex, Tullett, Tiger, Deshin, and Henry. This is about as strong as it gets for me, so they're making a punt here.
They've got the double dowel. I think they're going to score on the double dowel call.
Artistically one-handed catch there off one hand, one bounce. That's out in cricket. Tex has got a little backhand to Desh. He's a good first cutter. Gives it back to Tex. Don't know why they leave him open. And there's more Japanese here. This looks... But something called a number of throws back by the look at it. And Tom looks at Jimmy in disgust. Says, that never happened in training.
How could you possibly? I'm too good to do that. It must be a pick. They're talking about traffic here.
Look at this. Unmarked Tex. And you've got Henry and Ant. None of them cut long. Tommy's got it. Now Henry goes long. He's got the flick if he wants him. Tiger well covered. There's Deshin, doesn't want him. Undercut to Matt. Swing to Desh. He's everywhere at the moment. He's playing really well. Looking forward to him in Toronto. He'll make an impact.
Absolutely.
Tiger, little lefty flick. Ant's got it. Gav's on him. There's undercut to his brother. Well thrown. Very hard to stop that backhand. Big lever. And
does that stay up? That one hits the deck.
Ant's going to teach Matt to throw that backhand in future, I think.
Absolutely. He was looking to throw
wants to get in quickly. Got Gav on the swing. Doesn't want him. Gives up to Sasha. Same throw for Sasha. That's good credit there. Julio, he's the one that broke it last time. Flick, there he goes. Got that big swing and just dawdling that way. And Gav's going long and Jimmy's going to put it. No, he looks for the smarter choice under. Good decision.
There's the big shot.
He goes 1-1, but his forehand's not accurate enough on that occasion.
Too far in front of Gav more that time. I mean, it's never over and out, but...
Just looking here, that went from out of bounds. That was actually not in the end zone. That went from out of bounds quite way. So Matt Tiger does a smart choice off the line. Text generating and a pick called. Didn't realise that throw went out from my angle here, that it was actually upfield already.
Yeah, I thought it would have been closer to the cone as well.
I'll tell you what, those kids at home watching, as they say, is great play from Tiger just to get it off the line straight away rather than trying to push it up the line. That's what you should be doing.
Play from the centre of the field.
Absolutely. Tiger back in as well. He's got one knee. I've asked the doctor. He's apparently got one knee. Jake the Peg, but he's still doing well.
Jake the Peg.
And there's Matty. Big throws. Looking for his brother.
And he's there.
Lay, but he does anyway. That's what we came to see, Rapazzo.
The down. That's all we want.
Down.
And it's a 1-point game. 6-5 still for Pillage.
So a couple of gut-wrenching points. I think at 4-all we had a really long one which went on a mini run, and now we've seen Plunder, I think it is, Black, that just got the big one. So let's see if they can go on a mini run, because they do need to. The last thing they want to see here is just have the blue team walk through. And again, they've got a strong offensive line. Look for Pete to Joel, maybe looking for Alex or Gus Long, or maybe even Rory, who's a good receiver. So, but again, Pete to Joel seems to be their first option.
Yeah, the first part of that string seems to be pretty consistent.
And why wouldn't you, mate? When you got the cattle, you use it, eh?
That's right.
So, and Tom Tallett again, he's got a great pull, so let's see how he goes this time. He's picked up his own disc, that's nice to see.
Yeah, no longer having his teammates send it to him.
It's great to see Ant inject himself there. Tubby Taylor, Mark is a great defender, and there's Kai sprinting off here. He's a great athlete. Look at him sprint down, I love it, but fortunately, just talked him up as they do. You talk up a bloke and he lets you down.
He puts Cupcake puts the pull out of bounds.
Tom Tullett, interestingly, is a great athlete in contention for both the World Games and the Under-23 team, so he gets his choice.
On
the Under-23s, okay, waiting there.
And then would have the
so he's going somewhere in July.
He's going somewhere in July.
Book your holiday, Tom. Get your passport ready. Here we go. Pete Gardner's got the disc. He's not Joel there. He's that first option, and it's a cheap little break force. Tubby on him. He's looking, and there's a pick again. We're starting to see that creep in. The stacks are getting closer. We've had a few in the last few points, but we'll see how it opens up.
Tubby taps it back in. Joel Pillar, far side of the field. At center, great backhand break to Gussie. Puts up a big floater. Joel's there, though. Gets to the other side of the field. Effective swing and a quick backhand out to Tim G, but the OI goes over in front. He can't quite get there. A little too much mustard on that one.
Yeah, just his reaction, he tried to see it home almost, and he sort of jumped, say, come to me, but a bit too much edge there, a bit outside in.
It was a very quick release. He really snapped his body into that one, but yeah, just too much edge, a bit too much wind. Wasn't where he wanted it.
There you go. So Black, which is gets a chance at it. Picking up the disc is Cupcake. His nickname, Tom Tullett's his official name, or according to his parents. Here comes Ant, undercut. There's just nice and easy. He's going to get it back to Tom if he can. He does. There's a quick 1-2. It's static at the moment. Tubby's covered. Real nice little shimmy up the line. There's a long cut from Kai, but Rory's poached on him. He creates another underman, looks it off. Tubby's pretty safe at this. That's a great opening pass there to Kai with an inside-out flick. Ant's jogging at the moment because he thinks he's free, but he is. Why run when you can jog? Why run when you can jog? And another call slows it down. He'll stay with Ant.
That's a very casual-looking offensive approach there. He's just moving at his own pace, still finding ways to stay open. His defender's got to respect his team. Just marching behind him, and he's still getting his touches.
He's a hard man to lay around, I can tell you now. So if he's in front of the disc, he's going to get it. And here we go. So we're back in. Will's got it. Looking for Cupcake. Swings on instead. Very nice to Maple. He was hurt yesterday.
I think this is his first point in this game. And a wobbly flick.
That flick. Whoa. Here we go. Kai's got it. No, looks him off. Tubby, backhand, doesn't want him. Yes, he does. Good little second. He's pretty safe at this. They've got to start working it forward. Oh, that's a terrible dump cut, but he gets it. He's operating in about a 1 metre radius, and he's still got the disc. Yeah, swings it. That's all you want, the disc in the middle. Maple, good cut, looked off. Just nothing long, and standing quite deep. Cupcake goes long. Ant now generates the under. There's Will. That's a great cut from Mark.
Now he had the guys deep. Same again. Gag all these deep shots. But just they don't have enough on him. They're not
quick transition and then timeout. Timeout, Pete Gardner. He's seen enough.
Smart timeout.
Second one though, but You know, 6-5, second time out. But
let's go see if we can get some more info out of these timeout circles.
So, I'd say here, just getting back into play here, you'd be hoping that Pillage has got some sort of set play going, but of course they've got no idea what Plunder's waiting for him to set so that they can adjust their D accordingly and not give it away. They've got a horizontal is Pillage's position here with Pete with the disc, and Joel will probably try to generate, and usually it's a little yin-yang play. One goes in and cuts out, the other one out and in, and that's what I'm going to look for, and they're going man-to-man.
Yeah, man-to-man, so it looks like they should be able to employ whatever offense they call. Looks like we're about ready. Will about to turn around, taps it into Peter Gardner. And they just go for the deep there, and the throw was well off. I don't even think the cut was really there either. He was throwing to nothing, and the execution didn't help out.
If the wind going right to left as Pete was looking, that's an impossible flick. Only way to get that there is a backhand. But hey, here we go. So not quite. They did go to Yin Yang through the middles, but Cupcake now jogging to the disc. Kai outcut. Tim G calls a pick. No need to hustle Tom, you got all the time in the world. Here we go, Tim's happy now. They'll get it back into play in a minute.
Chance to tie this game up.
Again, good stack. Oh, Tom goes down. Kai on
Kai's
Tim.
there, it's floating. Tim G's
this could go off hands. Over the back.
Oh, Yannick goes over everyone.
I think Kai wanted to call a foul, but it was his own man. And the disc's back in. They've got plenty of people open. Alex
hand
gets a bit. Pete Gardner's going to get this. Yes, he does. Oh, jeez, that's unlucky.
And an easy one.
Wow. Tell you what, great defense by Ant Dow. We had that against the semi, but it worked against us. But look, that's what happens in the wind. The edge gets up and it's fair, but awesome D. Just didn't read it off the little Mac, and Pete sat under it, and there's a quick turnaround.
Stand back to a 2-point game, 7-5.
Who needs a set play when you've got a Mac? So just by my watch here, we've got about 50 minutes into the game, so half an hour to go, and score is 7-5. So we might pick where we get to half. I'll take a bit of a break. You'd be lucky to get to the winning score of 12. I think we'll win it. Would be my call. So
sounds about right if the pace stays consistent.
Shows that this has been turns both ways. Not that it's been bad ultimate, just been both ways. A bit scrappy. That's the way you do the conditions. Here's Matt into the middle. Easy throw to Tex. They're manning, but it's actually a bit of zone here. You can see that they're just manning the handlers and zoning upfield.
Yes,
Sasha left hand didn't want to lay vote. Gives it to Tex. No outcut again. They've just got nothing out. Matt circling around. Tiger's got a little dinky, and that's a tough throw. But Tiger, good grab.
Good body.
I think that was right hand for a left-hander, so good work. Henry's got it. Matt's going long. No one wants him though at the moment. He's not even looking upfield, and he throws it to Julio. Julio straight away. He wants to run and gun. He's got no one to run for him though, but he's got the gun. Here we go. He's got James as a dump. They'll reset. Looking around. Still no cuts. Julio wants it back. Only one generating anything. Sasha for the swing. He wants the long. He wants to finish it. Dash on Gav. Yeah, Dash made sure of it. Why not?
Catch those ones, especially with somebody like Gav Moore lurking behind you.
Oh, wow. And that was a foul call. I watched that. I'm not sure how that is a foul call.
I'm surprised the crowd hasn't reacted to this foul. Maybe they don't know yet.
So now you've got a bit of an upfield situation where there's a man free. And here he comes for the first undercut. So there you go. That's the
Hamish with the disc.
Needs a block here.
And Jimmy Todd Hill, far side. Backhand to Julio. Centers. James Yorston gets a floaty one in the middle. A bit of a specky catch.
I think Henry called a defensive foul on Jimmy there for a push-off, so we've got one each way by the look of it. Julio's really looking to inject himself on this point. He's really picked it up and with intent, so watch him running around here. And he's got James Yorkson, so got two dumps. Jimmy wants it upfield, and there it is. Matt Gav
there.
Oh, wow. Over 3 players, just had enough on it. And Matt Reddick couldn't get there. The other two just weren't tall enough.
And well read by Gav behind all that defense.
8-5.
Well, here we go. Julio's got his hand up. Pillage with their biggest lead of the game now at 8-5, a 3-point lead. Julio sends it the other way. As Tiger was about to settle underneath it, let it hit the ground, but it stayed in. Now sent it to Tex. Tex looks to flick. Now he gets the backhand up to Cupcake. He needs to lay out and get down for it. And Jimmy Todd Hill dancing on 1 foot there.
I think he broke a nail, Rapazzo.
Potential for broken nail. but he's got the gall and the medal to play on by the looks of things. Hasn't called injury, but we do have the stoppage, so I'm not sure what the stoppage is.
I think he's saying Cupcake stood in his foot.
And then he's calling a foul on the foot stomp.
I'm guessing. But then if that was, why are they not together? Because that's a very long foot Cupcake's got. So anyway, takes it for disc, taps it in, he hit Cupcake anyway, so all of that pizzazz for nothing. There we go. Heads on the outcut now. All cutting at the same time at the moment. The handle movement's great, but there's just nothing upfield happening at the moment.
Got a Dowell with the disc. It's an exciting prospect.
Tries
to get it to his brother. Dowell to Dowell connection not working.
Julio's with disc now, looks to swing, gets it to Pete Liddicott, and nothing generating now. Is looking, flick back to Julio. No.
Oh, what a pickup by Joe Pillar. I would say up as well. We had a very good perspective of that from here.
It was vertical for disc, but it never hit the ground.
That disc was flying with its back edge closer to the ground than the front edge indeed, but I think it stayed off the grass until it got into Joel's hands.
Yeah, it's defied gravity, but worst case scenario will just go back. Pete's pretty sure, so they can either give it back to Pete or back to Joel, and Henry's insisting, so we'll get the reframe, but looked good from my perspective. Here we go, so Pete Liddicott for disc, you've got Julio out for the swing, Joel really from that position can only go break side, so we'll see what happens upfield. Just getting steady, Gav on Ant there upfield. Oh, he's pivoting everywhere, he doesn't look confident. Oh, little Joel, like he's got a big handler there, looking to generate nothing there at the moment. Here's a cut.
Ben Sudis comes in, gets the disc, he's trying to...
And that's down, I thought. That's down. That one was down there.
That one's down. And the crowd injecting themselves, as are the commentators. That one's...
Well done, Julio. Listen, there was majority vote there. Democratic country that we live in. Tiger's got the disc. Here we go, looking for text. They're doing really good undercuts. Every time they're getting that away, but there's just nothing upfield. And here you go, Henry's gone. Ant's got it, looking for an undercut. Tex is getting every second cut.
Oh, big bit, Julio into the sideline. Now Henry with the disc. Oh, Dowell right on the doorstep here in the corner. Gets it to Tex. Julio has a nice bid in front, but not enough to get a piece or to rattle Tex. And Plunder do what they need to do to keep this one a bit interesting. And that makes it a 2-point game again, 8-6.
Looking to get back play on the way. Plunder looking to get a run on before half time because you don't have too much of a break. As I said, time's escaping them. It's right on the hour mark, so there's about 20 minutes left. You've got to factor half time into that. So early call of 12. We're still looking on the money, but
looking good.
We're just matching up. This looks like man-to-man D to me. Rapazzo, they're just matching each other up.
Look down the other end of the guys that train against. They should very easily be able to get themselves well organized on who they best match up against. Calling by name, not by number, obviously, in this colony.
Of course, and off the timeout, generally you can get your best matchups here because everyone should be fresh after a bit of a pep talk and a bit of a rest. So
top D-line, top O-line should be out there.
They would have done this for training a number of times, so this is all too familiar, but a lot more riding on it this time. Tiger doing some hand signals there. He's saying, yep, he's calling what the D is, so he knows. And here we go, Cupcake. Last time I talked him up, he pulled it out, but I'm going to talk him up again.
Come on, Grunter.
He's done a Monica Salas again, and it's a much better pull.
Much better. I think the grunt is essential to having those floaty landing deep in the end zone. Gardner with the disc now, centers to Gus Keenan. Gus having a look in the center of the field, 5 meters up from his own end line. Gets it to Zach Chodos. Zach having a look, flick center, Pete Gardner with the disc. Backhand goes up straight away, Gus Keenan's there. Kalen and Yannick behind him. Oh, and Gav Moore picks up the garbage and pops it over to Zach Chodos for a goal. Exactly what we didn't need, another Pillage goal, but they extend to a 3-point lead with the big shot doing the bulk of the damage. Here
we go. We're back into the second half. Julio for Paul. certainly need an offensive point here. That's Sailing. Caught in bounds. Tiger. Up to Matt. No one's striking deep for him again.
Now swings it. Oh, to no one. Halfway to Tiger, halfway to Cupcake. Julio picks it up quick and then puts another one way out in front. 2 errant throws to start this half.
Keen to get a run on. There's 15 minutes left, I'd say, in this second half. So at 9-6, you know, that's not the way either team want to start. But again, what I'm seeing is when they get that cut generated, they're not continuing very well. But here we go. Let's see this time. Tiger looking for up the line. Nice flick. Will he have a continuation?
Oh, wow.
He does this time, and it's his brother.
And a hammer to his brother.
Why not when you got that
They've
option?
done that before. And Tex finishes it off.
It was, and they've brought the crowd with them. That's tough to read, but Gav was always on his back foot trying to turn backwards and look at it and had to sit. But I guess they blocked the backhand, so give him what he got. But for the first time, they had the upper line cut that time, and off the power position, they had the long strike. They've been missing that. If they can do that a bit better, I think they're back in it.
For now, still 2 back.
Yeah, this is looking like a man once again. They're certainly talking about it. And last time we saw this situation was just before half, and they basically just walked it upfield with a speculative long, but still well caught. So hopefully they actually man up. You know, the story of the day has been tight marking the unders because the longs have been hard. Breeze is just picking up a little bit, so it's certainly not easy for the offense, and they'll know all about that.
Cupcake setting up his D-line here, ready to pull. Let's see if we get a bit more Monica Sellis grunt and another beauty to land in deep in the back of the end zone. Chance for the defense to be set for the first throw.
Here we go. They need to make a run now. Time's going away from them. They need this deep point. And it's a good pull by Cupcake. Tim G to catch it. He'll have Pete Gardner, Joel cutting out of the stack. Out and under, that's just way too easy. And now the long cut. Here we go. Gus Guy's gone. He doesn't want it. There we go. Well, they got the first 2 string passes. Now it's up to a bit of generation. Here we go. Pete Gardner
Jack
long.
to Pete at the front though.
Look, I thought it was a nice flick out of the hand. Nothing wrong with the throw. Maybe just didn't think it was going at first. But you saw there the string play worked right through to Joel with some great offense. And then they stopped the next pass. And they had to start to generate and didn't quite work out.
Cupcake sauntering over to the disc, taking his time. The rest of the offense looks set in a vertical stack.
No number 6 Kellen's on. I noticed he's got no left shoulder. I saw him before. He's done something there. So he's a one-armed man, and it's his opposite hand too.
I noticed as well in the game against Chile, against your team, the GAC, he was running with that left arm very gingerly bent, trying to keep it away from any contact. Tubbs now with the disc, gets it up line. Wilbur all alone. Gus closing the gap. He moves it forward to Dowell. Dowell straight up that line to Tex with a cheeky pop over top of the shoulder. Tex having a look, put the big flick up. Maybe there was a hand on that, not sure. Maple gets it, called in very close to the sideline, throws it right away.
Oh, he's called the foul. He's called him out, which has really slowed down the play there, but
I suppose an important one
you're
to get
allowed
right.
to, I guess. You're allowed to, but Tim G said you're out, but it's always going to go back, and all they get is a slowdown of the play. So, look, the rules didn't work for him that time. Cupcake for the swing, Tex for this, got a flick break, doesn't want it. Cupcake easy regenerate, pick called. It's messy. They've got it where they want it for the putt, so they've got it where they want it, and they just need to just be patient enough to score this.
Cool heads here prevail. Taking their time, making sure they can just reset until they get that perfect option.
Yeah, look, Tex is normally the guy upfield generating the cuts, but in this team he's been a handler quite often, and he's done a great job today from what I've seen. Here he comes again, just turned Pete inside out. A little dishy to Cupcake. They've been everywhere all day. There he goes again, this little dishy. Ant on the swing, doesn't want him. He's got to do something. There we go. Ant's get out of jail. Does he want it? No, in the corner.
Good poke by
Looking,
Joel
he's got
Pillar.
a big left hand, and that's quick enough. Callan, the one-arm bandit, he's got a goal.
One arm's enough for a goal in the open final of the Australian Ultimate Championship.
Say, a man with one arm, why would you play him? But that's why, ladies and gentlemen, he's just scored a goal with one arm. So that makes it 9-8 and a bit more interesting because you feel the pressure now. You feel it. It's an open final. I know no one cares watching at home probably, but the two teams out there, they do care. And they know right now that they're looking in the eye of hey, we're going to give up a win.
That's right, that's it, and that gets in your head, and every throw counts, even the easy ones. That's when you just got to make sure you execute the easy stuff every time.
And this is the thing about Ultimate that always surprised me. You notice this is roughly the same offensive line. They stick to their lines, and it all works well when you're scoring, but when you're not, and you've got your mental demons, you're a little bit tired, and they get to play a fresh D-line, you just wonder whether the best thing to do right now is freshen up your line and have the same offensive line roughly, facing the mental demons and being a little bit fatigued. But we'll see. Time will tell.
Defense being conveyed to the sidelines here. Cupcake checking the wind. It's still blowing in the same direction. Big one up.
Lovely little outside in. That's going to just land out though. It's a tough one. That's a big advantage in these conditions. It's a very big advantage. But the pulls have been pretty good today. Pretty good. Just a couple going to that, the wind pushing it that way, have gone out to that sideline. As the camera looks, not much of a crowd, but underneath the cameras, there's a crowd here, over 500 people at the championship, so quite a lot. You just can't see him probably on screen. Here's Pete Gardner. He wants the break force to Joel, but looks it off. Gus, open side, much safer option.
And Charlie injects himself and his veteran savvy into this game. He gets a huge hand block on one of his mates, Gus Keenan.
I'll talk about that at the pub later. That's for sure.
Cupcake puts a big one. Tex is there.
Tex won't get that.
And Gardner's got a chance for an easy D there.
Not enough oomph. He's not a foul. Just body check. That's unfortunate because he's done a great thing here. Tim G out for a swing. Kai's going to go to him now, though. Joel going long. Pete can't throw that flick, not in these conditions.
Kai with a
get
good
out of Joel to Tim G. He's on the
side.
line. Get it off the line, Tim, is what they're saying to him. But there's no one to throw to. Gus finally generates. Charlie's back on him. He's going to be wary of that flick now. He switches the force to backhand, and there's a call upfield, and it's backhand force at the moment. Gus looking now. He's got Joel ducking and weaving. Gets it off. Will on him. Looks like a straight up mark to me. And Alex gives it straight back to Joel. Old Karma colleagues there. Now as the flick goes up. Here we go. Tim G. Gav. Tubby.
Gav's closest to it, but it fades away. Crowd, for the crowd's sake, of course. Yeah. I have a feeling it might be a bit more conservative than that, though, this time.
Well, Gav's still open goal side, but Kai's there, so they can do the easy under switch. Now Gav's deepest. Pete's got it, and he does put it. This one's a bit short.
Gav versus Tubbs there. Tubbs in front, and he's got enough.
Again, man in front. We've said it all day. The man in front gets the chocolates most of the time. I wouldn't be upset if I was Pete Gardner because there's got that cross breeze. You're now in that corner. Cupcake's looking into a flick. That's the wind going into him, pushing him towards the sideline, and they're on their own goal line. So it's not a bad position to be in, but of course, they don't have a disc in their hand. That's the problem. And there's Will cutting Joel, well defended.
Oh,
and Joel,
my goodness,
Cupcake
saves
what a
himself
screamer, they say, footy. Up there, Kazali, great swing.
Tim G.
Callahan, oh my gosh, there you go.
Wow, there was a chance at a Callahan. Saved on the other side. Comes swung, macked into a Callahan. Is that what we call it off a mack? Is that still a Callahan?
Yeah. You could call it intentionally advancing the disc potentially there. I'm not sure. I would call the travel on that. But,
right. Something should have been called.
Obviously. So clock ticking away here. 10-8. That was a very big point in the context of the game when you think about the scoreline here. But they'll at least finish this point. Depends how long it'll take. When the hooter goes, we'll certainly let you know. By my watch, there's about 4 minutes to go. But when the hooter goes, you finish the point, and then you add one to the highest score, and you play to that score.
We've got unofficial 4 minutes, unofficially 4 minutes till that hooter might go. So your early prediction of a game ending at 12 is a very feasible outcome.
Possibly.
Here.
Lotto numbers are 77, 11, 16, 2, and 12.
Get him while he's hot.
Okay, so that's landed in, I think. So it's actually quite an effective position to have it from. Tigers up the disc. You can, of course, regenerate to Cupcake here.
Cupcake will be the focus immediately.
Here we go. Out, in, and there's Tex. But he's so quick off that little regeneration.
Cupcake up early with a big Jimmy Todd Hill behind him, and Julio swats it away. Gardner picks it up, going the other way. Looking to flick, big aggressive mark by Henry. Now looks to break, but can't get through Henry's mark. Stall count mounting. He calls a foul on a backhand option on the inside.
It's a backhand to a forehand. That shouldn't be a foul. You can't throw a backhand across your player and then call a foul.
No option but to block that. His position was always there.
Correct.
It's a tough one to call again. Oh, and then he throws a beautiful inside-out flick for the goal. A bit unlucky for Black there. I think they did enough to get the turn, but at the end of the day, they've got a goal against.
We would have thought we'd have one more point there in that 4 minutes, but they scored it quickly. This takes a bit of guts for Pudzo because they're looking down the barrel, 11-8, so no time caps there. They need to make a big run. So, you got two options here. You just, go, I'm going to fight for this, or you can say, you know what, we've had enough and roll over. And there's the siren, as we call. So the point hasn't started. So they'll complete this point.
So the maximum this game could possibly go to is 13.
Correct.
If Plunder scores here, and the winner will indeed score 12 points, as predicted by the gag.
Right, you know who I'm going for. But look, even for the contest, you need 11-9. You're not going to come back
here we go,
12-8.
We really need to see a lot of Dowell out there for the next few points.
Now I hope they go long here. They've got a zone to stop that long because they want pressure around the disc. And
I wouldn't
Japanese.
be surprised to see a transition out of this.
Oh wow.
Cupcake picks it up, gets it to Tiger, moves quickly, almost a handoff there.
Intentionally passing the disc there. I don't think he threw that. That was a rugby pass.
That was never unattached from a body.
That's the way to fight the wind. Oh my gosh. What is that? Is that
counted as a turnover?
Counted as a turnover? Is that because he ripped it out of his hands?
I'm not sure. I'm not at all sure. I figured if it was a handoff pass, it would just go back to the throw as a throw that didn't count a violation of sorts. Not a turnover. Throw to the end zone, and he's got it. And much to our chagrin, this is now a game to 13. Much to the crowd's chagrin, it's a game that looks like it's all over, but they're crying now. But we'll see if Plunder can do the undoing. There's been some big comebacks. It is possible.
Hey, Sam Stozer, we all watch the Australian Open. Whenever you got a sport, you got to win the final point. You got to hit the winning serve or throw the winning pass. You know that there's pressure. So it's a big lead, but we'll see. We'll call it home, Rapazzo. But the body language doesn't look good. They sort of.
But we do have a double down. So there is hope.
Doubled enough this game. That's my call. But it's on this point. We'll see how we go. But strong offensive line, no doubt about it. But they need to get away from their own goal line at the moment. That's their challenge. Here we go. Matt Dowell, a swing pass, looking upfield. Henry makes a long cut. He cuts back under, but that's well covered by James. Tullett gets the dump pass. Looking upfield. Tex jinking around Julio. Can't quite latch on. Deshan's got a long cut. No, he's got the under to Ant. Gets it. Dumps it to Tuller. Deshan swing cut. Tex back on his feet. Here comes Matt. No, he's got the swing to Tex. Looking upfield. Deshan's got the upfield. There's Ant on the swing. He's gone long. Up fly strike. Tuller. There's Ant. This will be a goal.
A great throw. Oh, what a throw by Cupcake. He could have had two receivers there. Great flow of the game. He got it on the side as he was moving it, just released it perfectly. And this will be a goal, perfect call with Ant Dowell all alone in the end zone and the throw just on the spot.
First time in a while where they generated an effective long cut off that power position. Great up the line cut from Cupcake. Ant saw that. His defender was watching Ant, so he can't see what's happening. But off that power position, boom. And that was actually a really nice flick. It's a tough breeze. There's so much you could have made a hoop of arms there, couldn't you? So 12-9. They need to needs to be the start of a long rally, of course.
So this will be, of course, the first possession we see where there's a chance to win on the possession. If Blue can put one more in, this game is over. So they've got a chance to win it in hand, but again, it's all about the nerves now.
And it's the hardest thing to do in sport. This is not a thing unique to Ultimate. Most teams would much rather, if you ask them, come out on D and get rid of nerves. Focus on getting the turn or getting an upset and then going with natural possess. So they've got to actually have the disc in their hands and keep it. But we'll see how they go. It's a good pull from Cupcake. It's on their old goal line. Tim G. That's it. The Pete Gardner is looking upfield. No cuts generating. They're frozen. They're frozen at the moment. No one wants to be the hero. Pete finally gets off a little dishy. Here we go. Now there's a couple of really cloggy cuts and a pick results. No surprise there.
It is a mess out there. You're absolutely right, Gak. It was very slow to get going there. Nobody, whether it wasn't called or a bit of a flaw in the strategy, or just nobody really just got in to go get it. But here's Gus Keenan now with the disc.
It was good. He just muscled his way past Matt and Joel. He's going to look. There's Rory. No, he wants it under Tim G's weight to open. Tex saw that. Gus doing well on this final point. He's been there before. Looking. He's got a swing now. Oh, wow. Did his best to drop it. Cupcake rapes him. Continues. Oh, he called a foul, I think, but why isn't that continuation? I think he just lost a bit too much momentum there, and he just couldn't stop himself without
rolling through him a little bit.
Okay, so I'm just hearing that he called a foul, not a contact. So if he called contact, it's play on, but a foul is a stoppage. So there's a lesson for those watching at home. Call contact where possible, because the count goes back 2, and you continue. Here we go. This back in play. Oh, Joel goes down. Will
knocks it out of bounds.
It's actually important, because I think Will putting that out. Most time you teach him to catch it, but this lets Cupcake get it, which is
what they want. He's their man. He's the one they want that disc going through right now.
So there's that contact. What a big call. A wrong call, but it was actually in their favour. So here we go. Tex is on the undercut now. He's going to be hard man to stop on the undercut when he wants it. Tim's pretty fast as well. Rory macking up there as well. And you've got both Dows on this point. Here we go. Tex has got it. Ant's waiting for his brother to get it. When Matt gets it, watch for the Ant strike. Or Will, good hands.
Great hands.
Fake.
Just about handcuffed there.
And there's Matt. Oh, great little...
what a pickup right in front of the press box. Ant looking for Matt.
There's the hammer. There's the hammer.
And we've got the throw. Not the throw he wanted. Will it unable to bail him out. The wind really got that hammer.
He just tried to be too precise there. He tried to be too precise. But
throw it hard, get it in front, and you would have a better chance.
Here we go. Long cut from Alex. Joel's
chance to win the game.
Ant's there. Everyone's there.
Too far in front. That was the first shot at end zone we saw to see the game potentially ending, and it didn't happen yet.
You wouldn't have thought you could do too much in that wind, so it just shows you the raw power that Joel has. It's a great flick, because that's fighting the wind going right to left there, and too much. But again, the right side of it, they were so close to the end zone. Now they've got to work, 60 metres all the way back up. But Cupcake's picking it up again. Again, watch for Matt. Looks for his brother when he gets it, and why wouldn't you?
And can you please distinguish the two Dow brothers, which is with
Dow's just coming back with Joel in number 80, and number 4 is Ant.
4 is Ant, 80 is Matt. I know I've been told this many times, but I haven't played with them ever, and just, they're obviously very like-like. And here comes...
Rare privilege, fantastic sportsmen, I must say. Not just great athletes, but two of the nicest blokes you'll meet on and off the field. So pleasure to play with and against. So,
excellent compliment for those Dows.
Back into it. Here we go. That's a swing to Cupcake. He swings it again to Will. They got out wide, but here we go. It's up.
He's ripped it. He's got
Look at Tubby. Look at Tubby at the back.
There. Tubby working hard.
Too much again. We've suddenly turned into just... But again, I don't mind that position. Because, again, where I've seen Black turn it over is in around the disc. That's what's hurt them. Get field position and see what happens. But
play some defense now. Obviously, very urgent D. And, if they don't get the job done, the game is over.
I know you'll see your score 12-9 on your screen. The scoreboard on the other side says 2-9. I think someone's forgot the 1, but we're sure it's 12-9, and it is a game to 13. So,
Joel Pillar walking over the sideline, picks up the disc.
I don't like a bit of a deep stack for my liking, but they have been pulling it long. Tullett just catches it from Joel. Matt's there for the swing if he wants him. Matt's there for the swing. Now Joel steps onto it. There you go. He's got Tubby. He's a safe man for this. There it is. And it's a goal.
Yannick picks it up from Tubby. And we got what the crowd's looking for, what the commentary booth's looking for. Plunder gets another one. 2-point game. 2 more breaks in a row.
We're going to have to put in for overtime, Rapazzo. This wasn't part of a contract.
ULTI.TV, we're going to have to renegotiate.
So it's getting, business end, getting a little bit exciting. Great to see them rally, because I think this is if there is a downwind end, Plunder's now coming in defence with Pillage going into the wind.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's side to side more, like we've kept saying, but it most certainly is a bit more in the face of Pillage right now.
Similar line, you've still got Joel on there, Tim G, Gus, they've injected Julio, Jimmy as a cutter, and Gav as a receiver, so it's a very strong, their strongest offensive line. They're looking to close it out here, so let's see how they go, and equally strong defensive line here.
We've got a double dowel gag.
I love it.
I'm going to back Black here because they put out the double dowel. Cupcake put the roller in, a roll out of bounds, put him on that far sideline. What a horrible pull-off.
Someone's just caught a land shark there. Gee, he gets it straight into play. We're laughing, but he's all serious, and there it is. Looking around, I don't think the offense was ready for it.
Unbelievable throw to get it out that low.
Matt's saying you can have it, but I need to catch up because it was a big call. Great throw, he was. In these conditions, that break was difficult and a great catch. Gus of a disc, again to break to Julio, and he was calling a foul. Hard man to get around Matt Dowell, but now it's on 0, uncontested. Julio's probably out of the play now. And undercut to Gav. Jimmy generating again. That time he can't do that twice.
Oh, really making it difficult.
Pete, backhand hark, down.
And Plunder with another chance.
Great D by Tex, because you saw Pete stretch out. Very hard to stretch that far and have any sort of effective power in your throw. And rather than force a foul, he just sort of backed away and said, good luck. If you're good enough, I'll give you that.
Keep going around.
Cupcake with a disc, straight up marked by Tim. Tex goes longs, doesn't want it. He's got Matt as a dump, and why not? And there he goes, give go. Great legs by Cupcake. Oh, not sure. I didn't get a good look at that.
I think the right call was made there. I think it was down very, very close.
Gav's saying, come on, I want it. Oh, it's a mess there. Everyone wants to finish it. Oh, wow.
Win it, not in yet, though. Gav Moore with the disc.
Oh, wow, that's a travel, surely.
Oh, nothing called.
Doesn't matter. That's the game, actually. Don't worry about the travel. That is the game.
Match, a sloppy little finish there as far as the flow of play went. But they got themselves the disc in the right end of the field and were able to punch one in after some sloppy laying out.
13-10. It was just that little rally towards the end of half when they just sort of got away from them and then just traded. Great coach. Look, entertaining final for I guess, the same club playing. Obviously not as much emotion riding on it, but thank you, Rapazzo, for the pleasure of becoming your last 80 minutes, and to ULTI.TV for bringing this to our viewers.
Wonderful. Thank you as well, Tom Regacki. It's been a good game, and congratulations to Colin.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2013 Australian Ultimate Championships Open Division winners, Colony Pillage. If I can get your captain forward, guys. The presentation of the cup. Who's captain of Pillage? Here we go. Pillage